We are live. We are live. Week 10, Big Bet Bros. And welcome in, guys. It's Dustin and Hunter, Dusty and Hunter. And Big Bet Bros is your weekly NFL sports wagering podcast. Man, we're over halfway through the year. Things are rolling. We had a little bit of a hiccup this week, but that happens. Overall, still doing well for the season. And it's exciting. Week 10, Chiefs are undefeated. Things are looking good. We had a great game last night. Obviously, it's Friday. We did not do anything before the Thursday night game this week. Hopefully, you guys, if you did play that last night, you were in for a ride. You played, hopefully you were on the Bengals side. Hunter and I were. Good call on that, Hunter.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I like the Bengals in this spot whenever their back is kind of against the wall. It's honestly a win-win because they're covering spreads, but they're not winning games, and that's a great thing for my pocketbook and the team I like least in the entire league. So,
agreed. I didn't want to see either team win, but I would definitely rather the Ravens win than old Joey Burrow and the Bengals.
yeah.
So, anyway, man, we got a good week going here. I'm excited to get started on it. How many games do you think have you kind of checked out the slate? Got a better idea this week before we go into it?
Yes. This week was a lot more. There was a lot more stuff that was sticking out to me. I'm still gonna make a couple spontaneous picks today, but including last night's game, I already had 4 games picked out, so I might make another 1 or 2 today. But yeah, let's dive into Week 10 in the NFL.
All right, hey, we got our first one up, and it's one that I like. It's actually over in Munich. All right, so this is the early game, and we got the Giants and the Panthers. So Giants are 6.5-point favorites here, and it's an automatic play on the Panthers side here for me. So I'm going to take the Panthers plus the 7. They got the win last week. Bryce Young gets his first win. That was pretty nice for him, right? So he's came in, got a little success. I don't think the Giants are a good football team. Obviously, the Panthers are not a good football team. But give me the points here, plus the 7. Panthers, yeah, they're covering it. Heck, they could win the game. So I'm taking the 7 points. Official first pick of Week 10 right there. Panthers plus 7.
Okay. I'm gonna do the same bet. First spontaneous pick is the first pick you bring up. So I'm also gonna roll. I'm gonna roll Panthers plus 7. Let's see here. I'm gonna get this placed right now. It's minus 124 to do this. I'm gonna put 1 unit on it. I like this, man. The whole public is on New York to win outright. The spread is about 50-50. We're actually a little bit public on our pick, 53% to 47%, taking the Carolina side of it. So I like this bet. Really, really, really great.
It's not an overwhelmingly public one-sided bet. I think this is the play. If you're going to play the game, this is the side you got to play. If you're going to do it, take the probability there and roll with it. So that's the first one of the week. Next game up on the slate. Let me see here. We've got the Bills and the Colts. Okay, Colts at home with Joe Flacco at the helm. And, man, Colts are 4-point home underdogs here. The Colts have been pretty spicy this year, man. They have hung in there against teams. Joe Flacco has looked pretty good. I think they ended up they lose by 7 last week in a game that it looked like they were going to be able to potentially win. What do you think here in this spot? Josh Allen going on the road, taking on a Colts team with, kind of running the ball, playing the short, intermediate passing game. What do you think here?
I'm going to stay away from this one. I just don't really have a feel for this. I could see it being a good pick to go Colts plus 4, but then, if if you let this play out 100 times, I could see it, 50 times out of the 100 being a Buffalo Bills absolute blowout. So I'm just going to stay away from this one since I've already got 5 picks total on the board. But are you playing this one? Did you say you're doing?
Nah, at this point, I'm not going to play this one. If I was going to play this, I would go on the Colts side here. I don't like where it's at that kind of middleman, no man's land,
Right.
in that 4 to 5 range. But if I was going to play it, I would definitely be on the Colts side here. So that's something I'll keep an eye on, how the line moves. If it gets further and towards the Bills. What's the public on right there? I know you just had what's the percentages there?
So 93% are on Bills money line, 85% are on the Bills -4.
Yeah.
So it's 85-15 split. So
yeah, this is definitely one that you know what, I am going to roll Colts here. Like it's
hell yeah.
I've loved the way that they've hung in there. They're at home here. You got to go with this. So Colts plus the 4, taking them at home. That's what I'm going.
Okay. I love it, dude. Next game
up on the slate, we got the Vikings at the Jaguars. This is a 7-point spread right here on my app. I believe on DraftKings right now, it's actually at 6.5. So
absolutely.
Vikings. This is a lot of points for them going on the road. I know that the Jaguars have obviously struggled this year. The Vikings have had a great year to this point. Sam Darnold still looks great. What are you thinking on this one?
I am very tempted to take the Vikings -6.5, especially since it has been at 7, and I think maybe even 7.5. But also, that implies that the money is moving a little bit toward Jacksonville. There's probably some sharp bets coming in on Jacksonville. So I'm going to stay away from this for the time being. This might be a game where, God willing, the Jacksonville Jaguars maybe go down and score first, get on the board 7-0. The live line changes a little bit, and maybe take the Vikings -3.5 or something like that. I'd be comfortable in that scenario. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this game, but right now I'm going to stay with it. It feels a bit like a trap. What do you think?
Well, if you're going to play it, the play is the home underdog with 7. Like you don't take the Vikings here minus that many points. I'm not going to play it either at this moment. If I was going to play it, I'd be on the Jags. So not going to mess with it right now. If I end up playing it, that's the side that I would be on. So
okay.
Next game, I really, really like this one. And I'm interested to see, Hunter, go ahead and pull up the public numbers. We got the Steelers on the road at the Washington Commanders. This is a 3-point line. Okay. So Commanders are favored by 3 at home. We talk a lot about Mike Tomlin and the Steelers when they are home underdogs. That is not the case here. They're road underdogs. With Jaden Daniels playing at an MVP type level. Obviously, he's going to be the rookie of the year at this point. It's not even close. Man, this is one of those where you just talked about a trap. This is very tempting to jump all over the Commanders minus the 3. What do the numbers look like as far as our percentages here?
Spread, 51% of the public is Pittsburgh Steelers +3. 49% of the public is Commanders -3.
Interesting.
I know.
Interesting.
That is not what I thought. I figured it would be 70-30 Commanders way just because they're so hot. Are you playing this game?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna go with it at 3. So right now, I've got the line on mine is +100. If you take the minus the 3, if you go ahead and buy the point, that takes it to -130, which is good enough for me. So I'm going Commanders -2 here. That's gonna be my official play. On your DraftKings app right now, what's it at? Is it at 3 still?
So I'm glad you asked that. It is at 3,
What
but
are the odds though?
if you take so the Washington Commanders -3, the odds are -102. Pittsburgh Steelers +3, the odds are -118.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean that tells you that it's gearing more towards getting
Steelers.
closer. Yeah. So yeah. So that's somewhere maybe you want to wait to buy that, right? If it's going more towards Steelers, maybe don't buy it. Maybe don't buy that point. If you're on the Commander side, maybe don't buy that point yet, but keep moving to get a little bit better bang for your buck. But officially for the show, I'm going -2. That's where I'm at on it.
Okay.
I have a feeling it'll move and then come back.
Okay.
It's everything's so equal at this point.
So I actually got to place a bet on November 4th at 11:17 p.m. I got the Commanders -2.5 at the odds were -115. So I just put 1 unit on the Commanders at -2.5. So this is one of those games you absolutely could be a trap, but I'm rolling with it. I really like what I've seen out of them. It's worth the bet, in my opinion.
Yeah, and something here too. Russell Wilson he's looked pretty good, right? He's looked pretty good for the Steelers. He's kind of fit. He kind of fits perfectly for what they're doing. I mean, it's very similar, honestly, to how Seattle used to be when he was there, right? They're running the football. They're playing good defense. He's not having to do a ton of stuff. They're not asking him to do a lot. And as long as he's taking care of the football, they're in good, they're in good spots. I feel like the Commanders at home here, right? Like they've been so good this year. I feel like you just got to go. You just got to go with that. So obviously, no one knows what's going to happen. It's all random. But yeah, that's the side we're on here.
Okay.
All right, we got our next one up. Falcons at the Saints. They have officially fired their coach. New Orleans has, and Saints are 3.5-point home underdogs here. All right, 3.5-point home underdogs. I am not playing this game. I don't like this. I don't really like playing games whenever there's a new quarterback coming in. I don't like games coming off a head coach getting fired. I'm staying away from this one.
Okay. Man, I am itching. I'm wanting to take the Saints so bad +3.5. It just feels like that spot. I mean, 15% of the public is on Saints +3.5. Dude, it just feels like that spot where everything's going against the Saints. Okay, you have Derek Carr being criticized for a life-ending injury to Chris Olave. Obviously, that is an exaggeration. He's fine. He's got movement in all of his limbs, but like he's being heavily criticized, right? You have who was the player? Michael Thomas is tweeting Derek Carr talking about just dragging him through the mud, dude. You got Dennis Allen being fired. The public is 85% on the Falcons covering this spread. You know what, dude? This is the time of year where you got to just roll with your gut. I'm going New Orleans Saints +3.5 as the home underdog. Let's roll with it, dude. It's gambling season.
Okay.
How about that?
Dude, I mean, yeah, good. It is what it is, man. I mean, you're not wrong. Those are great points. They're at home, the Superdome. I don't care how bad the Saints are. It's still an electric place to play. That's
Absolutely.
actually on my bucket list of places to go watch a game. Yeah. So, no, I love it, man. If I was going to play it, that's probably the side I'd be on as well. But, yeah, I'm out on it. So, hey, good pick. Next one up, Broncos at the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 8 right now here at home. Man, we've done it all year. I'm not going to change my gears on this. I said a few weeks ago, I think it was after the 49ers, the week of the 49ers game. If they could get that one done, to talk for undefeated, and obviously the 3-peat talk was already here, then people are going to start talking about the undefeated stuff. That's starting to get talked about more. The Broncos, since Mahomes has been a Chief, the Broncos out of any AFC West team have played us the closest. Their defense has always given us trouble. Denver's defense right now is very, very good. They've been very solid. They're a better football team. They're a better football team, and than they have been. With that being said, yeah, I'm taking the Broncos plus the 8. If I'm wrong, I would love to be wrong. You guys hear me say it every week. That's great if I'm wrong, but the Chiefs just don't really blow people out, and they do what they need to win the game. I still think they win this game. I just think it's close. So Broncos plus the 8. That's my pick.
Okay. So, yeah, this was another pick. I got this the exact same time as I got Washington Commanders minus 2.5. November 4th at 11:17:02 p.m. I got the Denver Broncos plus 9 against the Chiefs. I put 2 units on it. It's funny. I hate betting on AFC West teams until they play the Chiefs. I'm never comfortable betting on the Raiders when they play the Chiefs and they're big dogs. Love betting the Raiders. Same goes with the Broncos. He made a lot of great points, dude. This is the best Denver team that Mahomes has played against, maybe besides the first year or two. Obviously, when they still had Von Miller, and he came in very end of his rookie year and got to finally start a game. Those were good Broncos teams back then, I feel like, but this is kind of the return of the Denver Broncos. They were gone for a long time, and I feel like they're back a little bit. So I really, really like this bet. I actually put 2 units on it. So Denver Broncos plus 9. And I hate to say it because I would love, as a Chiefs fan, I would love for the three-peat to happen. Not only that, though, I would love to see an undefeated season, but I think the Chiefs are actually on upset alert this week. They could potentially lose this game outright. I hate to say that. I hope I'm wrong. Love the Denver Broncos plus 9 this week.
Well, and I don't think that the Chiefs really fall into the category of where they're in look-ahead mode. They've been really good at that. I think that's a credit to the leadership, the way that, Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce and those guys go about doing what they do. But there's a huge game next week against the Buffalo Bills. And, if there is a time where that can fall into place, it would be now. But this is the only team in the division, in my opinion, that really has a chance to maybe take the division from them. I don't think the Chargers can do it. I think that the Broncos are better than the Chargers this year. I think that they're trending in that direction. So I don't know. The Chiefs, man, they just dominate the FC West. So yeah, I still think that they're going to win this game. But I'm totally comfortable, and I accept if we lose it. I'm totally comfortable going Denver here. So Denver plus the 8. Hunter, you've got Denver plus 9.
Also,
next game.
Sorry, I choked on my own spit. A prop, I haven't looked at it yet, but a prop that I'm looking at some props potentially of maybe seeing what are the odds on, what are the odds on Mahomes throwing an interception, specifically. Maybe even what are the odds on Pat Surtain getting the interception? I don't know if I can do that or not. Right here, Bo Nix is the only one in the interception category. Over, basically, have one interception, it's minus 155. Under, or basically no interceptions, it's plus 120. I got off on a tangent there, but that is something to look at potentially because for whatever reason, Mahomes always throws a damn interception against the Denver Broncos. It's like, I don't know what it is, but that's definitely something to keep in mind. So that's all I'll say.
Yeah, he will. I mean, he'll throw a pick against them. That is what it is. Yeah, man. Next game, we got the 49ers going on the road at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This spread's pretty big. I mean, we just saw the Buccaneers come in and, should have went for 2 and potentially beat Kansas City on Monday night. They go back home, and they are 6.5-point road underdogs at home against the 49ers. It looks like Christian McCaffrey's back. He's going to play. I felt like the Buccaneers played the best game that they've played all season the other night, without Mike Evans, without Chris Godwin. Their defense played well. They hung in there. Baker Mayfield, just battles. I don't have a really good feel in this game. I want to take the Buccaneers here. I want to take them at home. I just feel like they really spent a lot of gas on Monday night. They used up a lot of gas, and I don't know if they can keep that up against a 49ers team that is, at this point, really, they've got to win, right? They're 4-4 on the year right now, and they haven't really clicked yet. Now they get McCaffrey back. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't think I'm going to pick this game, but if I was, I would actually be going Niners -6.5. I think the Niners are gonna handle business, like you just said. I think the Buccaneers played their absolute best game, especially considering the deficiencies they have due to injury. I think McCaffrey coming back. I think that the 49ers are going to look like they're back on track this week. And I do feel like this is a bit of a trap, people, I think a lot of the public is going to be thinking, well, the Buccaneers almost beat the Chiefs last week. Of course I'm going to take them with the points at home. And it just feels like a spot for a letdown. People that are thinking that way. But what do I know?
Yeah, and what do you know? The answer is we don't know anything. Okay,
No.
and that's one of the things too. And we've talked a lot about this kind of stuff throughout the season. Look, we don't know as much as we think we have a hunch on something. None of us are in control of any of this. Okay, you take what's there, you take the information that you have, and then you make a decision on the most probable thing. And like I said, I would love to take the Bucs here, but everything you just said is telling me, don't bet the game. Don't bet the game, because what you said is also very probable. I just can't go with a road favorite with that many points. A road favorite with that many points, that's just a no. So Patriots and the Bears. Bears are home. They are 6-point home favorites. This line is 6. This is another one where, man, the Bears have not looked good enough to me at all this year to where you can take them with that many points. Okay, so this is another one where I'm staying away from it right now, just because Drake May has had some flashes of looking decent. I know he's 3 games in? And I still don't trust the Bears offense, man. I still don't trust the Bears offense. And so, this is another one I've got to stay away from. If I was going to take a side, I would go with the 6 here and the Bears being at home. I do think that's more likely to happen, but it's not something that I want to trust. So, going away from this one.
Absolutely. I'm staying away from it as well.
Okay. Let's see. Next one up, we got Titans on the road at the Chargers. Chargers -7 at home. Chargers -7. Dude, it's so weird. We have the same reaction to this. I'm not touching it.
Oh, I'm having that reaction because I am touching it, and I don't know why I'm touching it.
Dude, don't even tell me that you're going with the Titans.
I am. I'm
Please
going
don't.
Titans +7.5.
They're going to rip your heart out, son. Okay? They're going to rip your heart out.
I know. I don't know why I did it. It was another one of those November 4th, 2024, 11:17 p.m. and 2-second decisions. I just did it. Something tells me all these lines that I thought I got at a really good time are about to just absolutely get me. But I'm rolling with the Titans. There's no reason to. They've been awful. The Chargers have looked good at times. The Titans really never have. But I'm just throwing a gamble out there, man. I'm just a gambling guy standing in front of a computer screen, but who's really sitting in a chair. And that's my pick for this game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not touching it. Not touching it. And here's another one that I'm going to that I'm not touching either. Eagles at the Cowboys. Eagles are 7-point road favorites here. Do you have any suggestions on that one?
I don't. The Cowboys, what is it, 2 weeks in a row now? Obviously, multiple times this season they've been a huge letdown, but I think they're now at 2 games in a row where they have not covered the spread. They've been blown out. So, dude, I could see I could see a world where, let's see, give me just a second here. There it is. I could see a world where the Cowboys finally get back on track this week and keep it close or even get the outright win. Still not totally sure if I believe in the Philadelphia Eagles, although they have had a couple of really impressive wins. They might be back. So this game, to me, I don't have a feel on it. It could go either way. I'm going to stay away from this one. I've got my heart broken by the Cowboys 2 weeks in a row. So I'm staying away from the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Next game on the roster here is a weird one. We got the New York Jets at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are 2-point home underdogs. So Cardinals are +2, Jets are -2. I'll just give my opinion real quick. I think some people are maybe overreacting to the fact that the Jets finally had a good convincing win, best win of the season, best game of the season for them, really. And people are fading the Cardinals because they haven't looked good in a couple games. But I think both of these teams are about the same caliber. For all those reasons, man, I'm just going to stay away from this one. I've already got my picks locked in for this week, and that's not something that I really need to entertain. I don't feel like. Dusty, are you playing the Jets and Cardinals game?
No, I'm not going to play it. And I kind of echo that sentiment. I mean, this is essentially a pick 'em. I mean, it's at 1.5 on mine. If I was going to play it, I mean, I think the Jets are a better football team. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers still. I don't trust Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's had his spurts this year. Their offense has had spurts where Marvin Harrison Jr. looks great. I think James Conner's pretty dang good still at running back. But yeah, I don't have a good enough feeling on which way this is going. If you ask me to pick a winner, I can't tell you one. So I'm not touching it.
Okay. All right, buddy. Let's move on to the next one. What's the next one on your list you got?
All right, the next one I am playing, we've got Lions on the road at Texans. Right now, the Lions are 3.5-point favorites on the road. I'm taking the Lions here, and I'm buying it back to 3. I'm taking them -3. Man, the Lions might be the best team in the NFL. And they lost Aiden Hutchinson, and they haven't missed a beat. Jared Goff, I don't think he has thrown an incomplete pass in the last 6 weeks. That's an exaggeration, but they're just freaking good. I don't think the Texans are slowing them down. And that may be what this entire world and country is on. And I don't care if it's with the public. That's the right play here. We'll see if CJ Stroud can do it. This is a huge moment for him. It's unfortunate for CJ Stroud because he's lost some major weapons, and we haven't been able to see them at full strength. And they're still hanging in there. I still think, what are they? I mean, Texans are still 6-3. At the season ended today, what are they, the 2 seed? No, they're the 3 seed behind Buffalo right now. But if the Texans can pull this game out, okay, I'm on alert. Because the Texans come to Kansas City here in, I think, 5 weeks towards the end of the season. Play Kansas City, I think, in December, middle of December, right before Christmas time. That's going to be a big one. All right, so I'm going Lions -3 on the road here.
Okay. Man, I'm staying away from this one. If I was going to play this, I would probably play the Texans for no other reason than to just go against the public. Dude, the public is 88% on the Detroit Lions -3.5. I don't know. To me, it just feels like a trap for people to pick the Lions. But you are totally correct in all of your analysis. The Detroit Lions do look like the best team in football. Yeah, this is going to be this is probably, is this the game that you're most excited to watch this week, other than the game from last night, the Ravens and Bengals?
Yeah, I mean, this is your prime time Sunday night game. Man, it's going to be exciting to see CJ Stroud. I mean, if I'm wrong, which very well could be, and I probably am wrong, this is a big moment for him. it's a huge moment. You know, they're not on. They haven't been on prime time a lot. I don't know if they've played a prime time game yet this year, actually, that I can remember. But you know, taking on the Lions at home on Sunday night, where everybody gets to watch, this is a big moment for them. So we'll see how they respond. He hasn't been in a lot of these situations yet, and this is part of you know, kind of climbing that ladder that, you know, people have already kind of anointed him at. So we'll see how it goes.
You ain't lying.
Last game of the week is the Monday night game. This is another game that I really like too. Dolphins at the Rams. This is basically a pick 'em. Rams are favored by 1 right now. At home. What's your thoughts on it? I mean, I know which way I'm going. Do you have any opinion on this one?
I don't, man. These are two teams that I have no idea what they're going to look like from week to week. So I'm gonna let you cook on this one. I'm gonna let you go solo on this, and it's not because I got to get up and go do anything, but you've been all over both of these teams. So I'm intrigued by what you're gonna say about what your opinion is of this game. So,
well, first of all, I think there's going to be a lot of points. All right, total right now is at 50, which is a high number. I'm not going to play the total, but I do like the Rams here. I like them minus the 1. If you want to do it, you can play a money line. But taking the Rams minus the 1 here, and Matthew Stafford, when he has his weapons, the Rams offense is freaking awesome. And Tua hasn't been back long enough to show me that they're really going to be, you know, back to full strength, back to what they were doing last season. You know, they obviously played Buffalo very close on the road. That was a divisional game. I kind of look for a little bit of a letdown following that. So, you know, with Cooper Kupp back, Puka Nacua back, I like the Rams here. I like the Rams. That's what I'm going with. Rams minus the 1.
okay, I respect that. Well, Dusty, is there anything else you want to chat about pertaining to this week? I mean, I feel like this was a really quick show, but it does feel good to be back week 10. I'm feeling we got absolutely cooked last week, by the way, guys, just to be transparent. Whenever we have great weeks, we're going to brag. Whenever we have bad weeks, we're going to be upfront about it. We got absolutely cooked last week. So I genuinely do have a good feeling about this week. What are you feeling?
Well, I actually feel like cooked is a pretty strong word. I mean, you went 2-4, right?
Which is bad.
It's bad. That's not cooked though. That's not 1 or 0. All right. And I think I went 2-3. Okay. So like we lost a couple units on the week, but
Yeah.
man, those weeks are going to happen. Those are always going to happen during a course of a 17 week football season. So, man, overall, I feel like we're still rolling. Even those games that we lost, I mean, those were the right picks, man. I mean, they just flip-flop the other direction. I know that sounds stupid, and you can say that for any game that you do, but those games, besides the Browns pick that we had was the only one that they never had a chance in.
Never.
Other than that, I mean, but the Browns was the right play. I mean, the Browns was the right play. That's what you weren't going to play the other direction on that. So anyway, man, I'm ready to go. It's going to be a fun week. I do have a suggestion here, and I think that maybe some of these nights when the Chiefs have some standalone games, we need to do like a little special. And if we were able to, if we had the time, and even if we're not betting the game that week, maybe talk about some props or some same game parlays that we would look at. Because obviously most of the people that are watching love watching the Chiefs, and they're gonna play those. So that was interesting too. You had an awesome parlay that you hit on Monday night.
Dude, I did. So actually, this is 2 weeks in a row that I've hit a really good parlay.
Same game parlay, right?
Yes. So last week, let's see here. So, you know what? It's funny. Both of these back-to-back weeks, I won really great parlays, and they both involved the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So 2 weeks ago, I bet $5 and I won $55. It was when Ravens and Buccaneers were playing. I thought there'd be a lot of scoring, so I was like, let's do some damn touchdowns. I got Mike Evans touchdown scorer, Bucky Irving touchdown scorer, Derrick Henry touchdown scorer. So that was $5, paid $55. And then I was feeling a little I'm not gonna use the word sassy.
Yeah,
I
that's a
was
little
feeling,
bit. Yeah.
yeah. I was feeling, what's the word? I was feeling good. Let's just say that. Let's just use a normal word. You don't always got to be crazy on social media. I was feeling good, so I was like, you know what? Let's do it again. Uh, I did $5 to win $110. Uh, Buccaneers +9 against the Chiefs. Baker Mayfield over 10.5 yards rushing. Bucky Irving under 32.5 yards rushing because, dude, the Chiefs have absolutely stopped every single running back this year. That one was close. It was like a six. I think if he would have had like 6 or 7 more yards, that would have busted the whole thing. And then Kate Otten to score a touchdown. So, yeah, $5 paid out 110. Kind of hijacked your parlay if you want to
I
tell
was
them
gonna
about that.
say that sounds pretty similar to my parlay that I sent you that almost hit as well. In fact, it would have covered had the Chiefs just not given up that touchdown at the end.
I know.
If the Chiefs don't give up that touchdown, when Tampa should have gone for 2, I had a $20 parlay that was going to win me 500, something like that. So, once again, and I'll be honest with you, I actually got that parlay from a friend of mine, Mr. Jeremy Sickle. He sent that over to me on Facebook Messenger. He's actually sent me a parlay every week this year. And I think so. We're at week 10 now. Out of the first 9 weeks, I do believe 7 out of the 9 have hit, and I've only played 2 of them. One of them hit, one of them did not. So he's rolling on that. He supposedly doesn't gamble on sports, but he sends me some pretty good parlays.
Sounds like he should be running an underground operation called the Parlay Parlor because he is on fire with that.
So
damn.
Anyway.
Well, hey, if he sends you something this week, please send it to me. I'll modify it a bit to my liking, just like I did this week, and I'll see if I can throw a $5 bill out and win another Benjamin. So
sounds good,
dude. Really fun episode. Hey, by the way, we forgot to mention really, really big news for us. Our Facebook page, Big Bet Bros, we were live on our Facebook page today. So that's super, super exciting. Next season, we're going to have that rolling from the very, very beginning. We're going to get to actually kind of hit the ground running, I think, a lot next season because we're learning this season. Next season, it's going to be time to execute, get this thing really, really going. So I'm having a great time, though. But, yeah, check out our official Facebook page for Big Bet Bros. And we'll be going live on there from now on, not just our personal pages like we have been.
For sure. So, yeah, man, that's exciting. This little season, I mean, this year's been obviously a trial, and it's went really, really well. People are, it's growing slowly but surely. And, yeah, keep doing what we're doing. It's exciting. So,
hey, real quick, let's recap our picks. Let's take 30 seconds apiece and just tell everybody, just go down a list. They don't have to be in any particular order, but just tell the people what you are playing. Does that sound good?
All right. Absolutely. I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. First pick, we got the Panthers +7 at home against the Giants. We got the Colts +4 at home against the Bills. Commanders -2 at home against the Steelers. Broncos +8 on the road at KC. Lions -3 on the road at the Texans. And Rams -1 at home against the Dolphins. That is mine. Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks. So that's where we're at on that.
Okay. My picks are New Orleans Saints +3.5 at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Carolina Panthers +7 at home against the New York Giants, but it's really not a true home game because they are overseas. I think it's in Germany. Tennessee Titans +7.5 on the road against the Chargers. Dude, I didn't even realize I'm picking almost all underdogs. Denver Broncos +9 on the road against the Chiefs. Washington Commanders -2.5 at home against Pittsburgh Steelers, man. And then also I had, it doesn't matter now, but I also had last night Cincinnati Bengals +6 that hit. So, and I can show you that.
There you go. Love it.
So, anyway, yeah, that is week 10 for the Big Bet Bros. Let's see how it shakes out, man. And yeah, just still pumped to be doing this show with you. But we'll just see how it all plays out. All right.
All right, brother. Well, hey, have a fun weekend. Go Chiefs. Hey, go Mizzou Tigers. All right, they got to get
That's
back
right.
on track. No Brady Cook this weekend, man. It's probably going to be rough against Oklahoma.
It's all good, man. We'll figure it out.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later. Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
we'll see you.